Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Reaction. I'm very red-faced right now. I've literally just come through the door of... I'm watching on here as well. I've just come through the door of my house after playing five-a-side, after playing some grassroots football to see that all hell has broken loose. I'm going to be live for like the next half an hour, maybe a little bit longer, answering some of your questions about the European Super League, exactly what is going on, and of course reacting to the news that not only have Chelsea, Manchester City seemingly pulled out of the European Super League along with Atletico Madrid, but also the news that Ed Woodward has stepped away from Manchester United. I cannot believe what I'm reading right now, as I'm sure you guys are the same as me. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but I'm here to answer some of your questions. I'm very, very excited. I'm seeing lots of Manchester United fans in the chat saying that they are absolutely buzzing. Arsenal still in the ESL, says Bobby. They are at the moment, but let's have it right. Let's have it right. People are quickly panicking right now. And I'm not being funny. I'm smiling there. I'm smiling an awful lot. And the reason I'm smiling an awful lot is that I didn't agree with the Super League. Anybody who's watched today's We Need to Talk knows I didn't agree with the Super League. I didn't agree with the money grabbing, the greed, the cowardice to announce it at a time like this. And to see it crumbling before your eyes proves the cowardly nature of the blokes involved at the top of this thing. It proves it. We're seeing in front of our eyes the collapse of the European Super League and the collapse of that ownership system. Ed Woodward stepping down from his role at Manchester United is absolutely ginormous. And this is all because of the fans. Let's have it right. This is all because of the fans. Those fans down there tonight protesting at Stamford Bridge, not letting the bus through. Part of the reason. The fans at Leeds yesterday. The fans online. Everybody that signed a petition. Everybody that's lobbied an MP. Everybody that's gone to their club in protest. This cannot stand, and it already looks like it will not stand. I can't personally see how these owners recover from this position. With Ed Woodward resigning from his role at Manchester United, how can they possibly go on? How can they possibly go on? Right, get your questions in the comments right now. I'm reading them as we go. What are the right punishments, Joe, says JC. Personally, I'm not too sure. I think there needs to be a total readdress of the ownership system of clubs within the English pyramid, at least from my position. Over in Spain, it should be the same. In Italy, the same. Any of the clubs that signed up to this should be facing huge punishment from their domestic league. They really should be facing huge punishment, including the likes of points deductions, heavy fines, readdressing the voting balance within those leagues. It's just not acceptable. Has Liverpool pulled out? As far as I'm aware, I haven't yet seen Liverpool pull out, but it's going so quickly, I'm struggling to keep up. I'm looking at Manchester United's stock price right now. The share price is down another 6%. It is absolutely fine. I've just seen Jan Vertonghen tweet that Twitter is gold, ATM, and my goodness, is it gold. The death of the European Super League has brought the footballing landscape together. This is one of my favourite moments in a long time in football, in a long, long time. These big clubs' owners have taken one hell of a beating from the fans and the people at home right now. They thought they could just walk in here and bully us all into joining a European Super League and that we would all just sit back and let it happen. Oh, no, no, no. Twitter is a beautiful place right now. Watching the collapse of these clubs' ownership systems is a beautiful thing to behold. Watching Florentino Perez. What did you guys think of Florentino Perez last night? Because personally, I could not believe what I was seeing. Some of the quotes he was coming out with. It read like a man who didn't have a clue what he was doing. Didn't have a clue what he was doing. It read like a man who was guessing at the game at this stage. It read like a man who knows that Real Madrid are in nearly £1 billion worth of debt and don't have the system to be able to pull themselves out of it and need the Premier League clubs' help. And the Premier League clubs, horrifically signing up to that, should be ashamed of themselves. Keep the questions coming in. Wow, there's loads. I'm struggling to keep up with the chat. There's so many coming in. If this really isn't going ahead and owners have been really pushing for it, do you expect many of the owners to try and sell their positions, says Josh Spear? I think there'll be a lot of sales. That share price for Manchester United is doing that right now. And there's only so long the top dogs at these clubs can put up with a share price on the floor. This could be a beautiful day for the beautiful game. Let's have it right. So far, unless I'm wrong, chat, correct me here, I've only seen Man City, Chelsea and Atletico Madrid pulling out. Would you like a 50+1 rule, people said here, in the Premier League? I'll be honest with you, I haven't done enough reading into the 50+1 rule, but anything that hands ownership back to fan bases, I'm very much in favour of. And I presume that's what it is. I think 51% of the club is owned by the fans, right? And only 49% can be owned by an external source. If that's the case, I just want to see, to be honest with you, clubs' ownership systems change for the better. I don't entirely know how that is done. I don't understand things like government legislation well enough to be able to tell you that, but let's see. Barca out, apparently. People are saying Barca have gone in the chat. I'm seeing also people saying that Agnelli has resigned. I'm just Googling this now because I did see a second ago that Agnelli wasn't actually confirmed. Fabrizio Romano 19 minutes ago, there's still nothing confirmed by Juventus about President Agnelli resigning at the moment. He's also vice chairman, let's not forget, of the Super League. So if he goes, I mean, it's done, isn't it? Let's not mess about. It is done. 24 hours it took for these cowards to scuttle back from whence they came. The people have spoken. I'm interested to hear from you guys as well in the chat right now. Do you think these clubs should be banned from the current UEFA competition this season? Because there's part of me that thinks they shouldn't. The ownership, I think, has to be punished to the maximum. But do you punish the players who've worked so hard to get to this stage? Do you punish the fans who have supported their club to get to this stage? I don't know. I'm torn. I said on a video earlier, I would rather watch Manchester United in the 5th tier of English football in a fan-owned structure playing academy players than I would watching them play in that European Super League without promotion, without relegation, caging themselves off to competition and effectively saying up yours to every other English and European club. I'd rather we played in the 5th division, quite frankly. What other questions have we got here? We've got so many flying in right now. Keep your questions coming in. Did Man United leave? I don't think I've seen confirmation that Manchester United have left the European Super League. However, I have seen the confirmation that Ed Woodward has resigned. 3 clubs have pulled out of it. And let's face it, without at least 5 of the English clubs, this European Super League is not going to stand up, is it? I've gone from feeling as low as I felt about football in years to as high as I felt about football in years. This is brilliant. Stan Collymore here tweeting that one European Super League club owner will put their club up for sale within days. I can't believe what I'm reading. I cannot believe what I'm reading. All hell is breaking loose. I'm basically reading the tweets to you here. TalkSport here saying there have been suggestions Ed Woodward was not consulted about Man United's plans to become a breakaway division founding member. That seems an odd one, doesn't it? That seems an odd one. If he wasn't consulted, why did he leave his role within UEFA? Why did we leave the ECA? That's a bit of an odd one for me. Obviously, I saw the rumours earlier that Harry Maguire wasn't particularly happy with Ed Woodward. I think it was the Athletic reporting that one, that they weren't told. And I think a lot of players haven't been consulted. I watched the scenes at Stamford Bridge tonight with immense pride, firstly, of the people going down there and supporting the club from that level, standing up to this nonsense. But I also felt a little bit sorry, I'll be honest with you, for Petr Cech. It wasn't Petr Cech's decision to join the European Super League when he came out and said that, look, let the bus in, please, guys. We're going to try and sort this out. And he got berated because, obviously, he was the figure for the club in that moment. But it's not his decision. It's not the player's decision. It's not the manager's decision. I think you've seen the likes of Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp over the last couple of days come out and say pretty much as they can, to be honest with you. People saying, let us super chat. I don't know how to turn that function on. Sorry, guys. If you have something you really want me to read out, like a question, tweet it to me. At Joe Tomlinson. I haven't got my handle on screen because I've hastily prepared the graphics for this. Milan is out, says Luke McDonald. Madrid Zone Twitter is apparently the place to be. Lots of people pointed me towards the Madrid Zone Twitter account. Now, I'm a bit reticent to follow this account because I've seen some nonsense on it over the past few days. But Barcelona, they're tweeting, are planning on leaving the Super League shortly, according to Sport, who are, of course, a Catalan media outlet, so that might well be true. They're saying there's still no confirmation about the Agnelli rumours of him resigning as of now. Florentino Perez might resign tonight, they claim. Is that true? That can't be right. Perez, surely he isn't going to go, is he? Goodness gracious me. If Perez walks from Real Madrid, we are about to see one of the most seminal moments in modern football. We really are. And you know what? It's about time. It is about time we readdress the power balance here. When I listened to Perez last night talking about how, our club's £1 billion in debt, and trying to blame COVID for that alone. It's not just COVID that's put you £1 billion in debt. You've been spending money like it's monopoly change out in Madrid. 150 million went on Hazard a couple of years ago. I remember, what was it now? Probably 10 years ago, actually. You broke the world record for transfers in the same summer. You went and signed Kaká and Cristiano. So it's not just COVID. Let's have it right. Lots of people saying FSG out. Apparently FSG looking to sell Liverpool. Liverpool fans, if you're in the comments right now, let me know your thoughts on FSG and whether or not they've got to go. I imagine everybody's thinking the same thing as me right now, in that, to be honest with you, everybody should go. Every one of these top club owners should go. Whether or not that will happen, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how everything resolves itself from this position, because it's going to be an incredibly complex scenario, isn't it? It really is. Like I said, though, if you've got any questions that I'm not reading out in this live chat, because the live chat's going crazy, tweet it to me at Joe Tomlinson, and I'll be able to see them a little bit better from there, basically. Let's have a look at some of these mentions. Oh, Lord, I shouldn't have said that, because it is now. My Twitter's going absolutely nuts now. Do you think the Glazers will sell following the backlash, says Akhtar? As I said earlier, I think the share price is going to dictate a lot of things. I'm not entirely sure. We haven't even seen official confirmation yet that Ed Woodward has resigned from the club. If he does, then I can imagine the Glazers not in a solid position. Who else have we got in here? Hayden on Twitter says, what do you think should happen to the clubs that have joined the ESL and now retracted the idea? They should face the strictest domestic punishment. They should be deducted points. They should have their ownership readdressed. They should have the voting structure within their domestic leagues readdressed. Is the problem solved, says Sasha, with the collapse of the Super League, or are there deeper roots to it? There's definitely deeper roots to it. Anybody that saw UEFA's Champions League proposal midweek knows there's deeper roots to it. I didn't entirely agree with that, to be honest with you. But what we are seeing is potentially the changing of the football landscape forever here. Like I said, if you've got any questions, at Joe Tomlinson on Twitter, I will try and read them out as quickly as I can. If Real Madrid don't pull out of the ESL, will Chelsea go through to the UCL final, says Ronnie Hawks. It's looking pretty unlikely that UEFA are going to be able to ban clubs in this season's Champions League at the moment. Just that Madrid court ruling, I think, will have hit them pretty hard, and I'd expect Real Madrid and all of the other teams that have put themselves forward for the Super League to still be part of this season's Champions League at least. What else have we got in here? PSG and the German clubs. Shout them out. A lot of people are saying in the chat, 100%. Shout out Bayern Munich. Shout out Borussia Dortmund. PSG, I'm not entirely convinced about their motives. Obviously, they are Qatari Sports Investment Fund, and we see that there's a World Cup coming up in Qatar. So they probably couldn't pull out of the likes of UEFA at that time. Whereas Bayern Munich, I think, probably slightly stronger morals. Borussia Dortmund, certainly stronger morals. It's a super power play, isn't it, for them? Bayern Munich now look like the most powerful club in Europe off the back of this, don't they? Chat, I want to hear all of your thoughts about Ed Woodward resigning. What does this mean for Manchester United's summer business? Because are they going to have to be put on hold? I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means for any club's summer business. What does this mean for Euro 2020? It's going to be a really difficult one, isn't it? A lot of people saying the Premier League clubs have all left. I don't think they've officially left yet, but I think once one or two crumble, the deck is going to fall, isn't it? Like I said, because the chat's going so mad, if you've got a question for me, tweet it to me at Joe Tomlinson, and I will endeavour to read it out. Somil Varshni on Twitter says, what do you think about the fans like those of Arsenal banding together with the rest, even though their club isn't in the best place right now? Respect to every supporters trust, to every fans group, to every fan who has binded together to overthrow this nonsense in 24 hours. I've never seen a wave of support like it. I've never seen something bring together the footballing world quite like this. I really haven't. And it's fantastic to see. It really is fantastic to see. I'm absolutely buzzing this is off the table. The Ed Woodward rumours, I don't know where to start with them. I don't know what to believe with them. Conor McGregor, 25 minutes ago. Hey guys, I'm thinking about buying Man United. What do you think? Go on, Conor. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. The Madrid Zone saying that the 12 Super League clubs are currently in a Zoom call. It's a bit late for Zoom calls, lads. It's a bit late for Zoom calls. You should have had your ducks in a row. You should have had your PR teams at the ready. You should have had all of your documents laid out accordingly. You should have had a full battle plan for how you were going to address all of the issues that were going to rise. But you didn't. You came out half-cocked. You came out egotistical. And you've shot yourself in the foot. And this fallout, whatever it may be, is absolutely deserved. Absolutely deserved. So, I say let them have it. Throw them to the wolves. If Manchester United get relegated, so be it. So be it. I'll happily support us down in the Championship. Deduct us points. Kick us out of the Champions League. Do whatever you've got to do to readdress this power balance. Because it cannot stand. And it will not stand. Jonathan Schrager here on Twitter saying that Edward will be staying at Manchester United until December. It will be announced later tonight. That's not a huge surprise. Generally, people have very, very large notice periods, don't they? Especially when they're in positions of power like that. And you know what? Florentino Perez, I want to talk about him for a few moments because I think we all saw the clips on Twitter. If you haven't seen the clips on Twitter, go to Twitter and have a look at them, of him on that Spanish TV station last night and the ego on the man to sit there and say some of the things he was saying about legacy fans, about young fans. Half of the people in this chat right now will have seen those comments and felt disrespected and disgusted by Florentino Perez. And rightly so. Rightly so. If you're age 16 to 24, get in the chat right now and let's get some Perez out comments going in the chat right now. Because, saying 16 to 24-year-olds aren't interested in football, saying 16 to 24-year-olds have no attention span, they can't last 90 minutes, it's disrespectful. How disrespectful can you be to an entire generation of fans? How disrespectful can you be to the older fans, saying these legacy fans in stadiums don't matter as much? Let's get the Perez out chat going. I want to see everybody commenting Perez out right now. He cannot be allowed to survive this. If you're a Real Madrid fan, Perez out should be at the top of your agenda. It can't stand. It cannot stand for him to have been the chairman of the European Super League and then expect to be welcomed back with open arms by anyone. As I said earlier, if you've got a question for me, tweet it to me at Joe Tomlinson and I will endeavour to answer as many as I can. There's loads of them coming in, so let's get to it. R-Dash says, how do the leagues and UEFA ensure that we don't have a situation like this again? They've got to readdress the power balance. They've got to readdress the voting systems. And let's have it right. UEFA shouldn't be held up as the golden goose here. UEFA have huge issues. FIFA have huge issues. This is bad guy versus bad guy, really. So let's have that right. What else have we got here? What are the chances Kroenke will sell Arsenal? Says Splongy. That's Austin H8 on Twitter. I'm not too sure. At the moment, they haven't even pulled out, I don't believe. I haven't seen or read anything official that Arsenal have pulled out. All that we know is that the European Super League is fully in the mud. It's in the mud. It's all over the place right now, isn't it? It really is. It's embarrassing. What else have we got going on then in these questions? Look at Alba's Twitter, says Kai Taylor. What's Aubameyang been up to then? I've seen a few people saying Perez in. Get in the bin if you're Perez in. Get in the bin. Nobody wants to see it. Has Aubameyang deleted his Twitter? Because I can't find it. What's Aubameyang done on Twitter, chat? What's he done? Sidemen Memes 34 seconds ago on Twitter says, do you think they will give the title to either Leicester or West Ham? I'd like to see that. I would love to see that. Give it to one of the others. Deduct the 6 clubs that were involved in this fiasco. As many points as you want. Relegate us. Get us out. Absolutely fine with that. No problems. Aaron H says, can we all come together and end racial abuse in football stadiums? It's clear we as fans do have some power and say in the matter. Yeah, I totally agree with this point, Aaron. I really thought Patrick Bamford hit the nail on the head last night when he said, look how quickly football as a whole body and governing bodies can mobilise when people are getting hit in the pockets. How quickly UEFA can stand up when people are getting hit in the pockets. It should be the exact same with racism. Nothing should be different. If anything, this has just proved that we can enact change and we should enact change. Turtle Beach says, do you think agents like Jorge Mendes and Mino Raiola have something to do with this? I don't know. That would be real speculation at this point, wouldn't it? It would be real speculation. Johan says, have City and Chelsea saved a bit of dignity? No, City and Chelsea haven't saved a bit of dignity. Just because they've come crawling back the first makes them no different. Makes them no different whatsoever. It just means they've panicked. I don't have any more sympathy for Manchester City and Chelsea than any of these other clubs. I really don't. Paranjoy Gupta says, how do you think the new changes of the Champions League will now affect football? I don't like the new Champions League proposal by UEFA by a long shot. That needs a hell of a lot of work. A hell of a lot of work. Let's have it right. Basilin says, how can UEFA and FIFA be fixed? Biggest question in the world, isn't it? Biggest question in the world. So many problems at those organisations. It's unbelievable. Chat, what do you think? If you were the head of UEFA, what would you do? Right now, I want to hear everybody's suggestions from the heads of UEFA. And keep those Perez out comments coming. I want to see as many as possible in the comments right now. Graham Cochran says, as a Borussia Dortmund fan, there has to be a European ban for these clubs. Maybe a 2-year ban and domestic point deduction. Absolutely, Graham. Hit them with the hardest possible punishments. Reform, reform, reform. Has to happen after this. Hey, tell me if Milan have pulled out of this Super League nonsense. Haven't seen confirmation yet that they have pulled out of the Super League, but fingers crossed they do. Stevie says, how do you think Spurs will deal with the financial repercussions of this situation, considering the debt they're already currently facing? It's going to be a difficult one. These clubs are going to get hit hard, and rightly so. Sankit says, what are your thoughts on this? That Jordan Henderson has called an emergency meeting with the Premier League captains to discuss a response to the Super League. Rightly so. Well done to Jordan Henderson. He's a true leader, Jordan Henderson. This isn't the first issue he stood up on and called emergency meetings as one of the club captains. Jordan Henderson, absolute hats off to you. Like I said earlier, chat, if you've got any questions you want me to answer, get at me on Twitter, at Joe Tomlinson, over there, and I will answer as many as possible because this situation is evolving so quickly, I can't really keep up. I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely buzzing here. Chat, I'm presuming you're buzzing. There's apparently a game going on at the moment. What's the Chelsea score? I don't care what the Chelsea score is. I really don't. What else have we got here? I can't get over this Conor McGregor rumour. That tweet saying, hey guys, I'm thinking about buying Man United. Surely he's not rich enough to buy Man United. It's going to take billions to buy Manchester United, not millions. Not millions. But yeah, this is a glorious moment to be a football fan. It really is. It feels like a changing of the tide, doesn't it? It feels like a changing of the tide. And how embarrassing for the Big Six when they come crawling back on their knees to the Premier League. How embarrassing for Real Madrid, Barcelona and Atletico crawling back to La Liga. And I hope they get punished. I hope they get the book thrown at them for this, because it can never happen again. It really can never happen again. Because let's have it right. The European Super League proposal was a gateway proposal to wider change within the game. They wanted this franchised. By 2030, you would not have been seeing clubs in England as many as we see right now. You think there'd be 5 clubs in London in 2030 playing in the Super League? What the hell? There'd be Chelsea be representing Istanbul Chelsea. There would be Melbourne Arsenal. There would be New York West Ham, probably at that stage, if they ever got the call up. So let's have it right. The Evening Standard here, Man United are expected to pull out of the European Super League. It's understood high-level meetings were held on Tuesday where the issue of withdrawing from the competition was discussed. Who cares? Football. Bloody hell. It doesn't get bigger than this, does it? But let's have it right. At the moment, the Super League is still not done. It's quaking. It's wavering. It's wobbling. But it's not a goner. We need to keep up the pressure. Do not think this is done. Do not think this is done. Let's go back to my Twitter and see what questions people have got. At Joe Tomlinson, if you want to get a question in, because the chat is moving mad. By the way, bit red-faced because I've just come in from playing 5-a-side. We lost 5-3. Not a great result, but playing some grassroots football, that's what it's all about. None of this European Super League nonsense. Juan Fran says, today at 10:30pm UK time, Perez will have an interview on the radio. Oh, that should be blockbuster. That should be blockbuster. The quotes last night were blockbuster, and he was embarrassing himself then. All these clubs have legally binded in. They have not legally binded in. They'll find a way out. They will find a way out. Lots of Glazers out comments, lots of Kroenkes out comments, lots of Perez out comments. Who else do you want out? Get it in the comments right now, chat, because this is absolutely explosive, isn't it? It is explosive. What else have we got in this chat here? Alexi says, wouldn't it be lovely for Atalanta to bag the Scudetto if Juve and Milan teams get points deduction? It would be glorious. Great to see Atalanta pick up a Serie A title. West Ham and Leicester battling out over the last few weeks for the Premier League title. Yes, please. Yes, please. Who would it be over in Spain? Because we've got obviously the top three, Atletico, Barca, Real Madrid, deduct them all points. Who's the fourth team? Sevilla, currently leading the way of getting a La Liga title. Give it Sevilla, give it Atalanta, give it Leicester. Don't be giving it to Manchester City again, please. Absolutely. El Confidencial saying Florentino Perez is in complete shock at what is happening right now. Oh, this is a beautiful sight. This is a beautiful sight. Oh, this is absolutely gorgeous. Come on. I bet he's panicking. Of course he is. Why wouldn't he be panicking? He knows he's put all his eggs in one basket and that basket's being burnt in front of him. Hope everybody in the chat is as excited as I am about this whole revolution. Oh, it's brilliant. If you've got any questions, keep your questions coming at Joe Tomlinson, because chat's moving too fast for me to keep up with. At Joe Tomlinson on Twitter. What else have we got in here? There's so many questions. I don't know really where to start. I also really need a drink of water, because I haven't had a glass of water since I've come in from the football. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Got the water. It's a stale glass though, so that's not ideal, is it? What else have we got here? Sidemen again. This is Unite786. Everybody loves the Sidemen, don't they? Says, imagine the respect level we would have had for one of the top 6 teams now if they rejected the ESL offer. Well said, Unite. Could you imagine if Tottenham had stood up and gone, do you know what? We're not signing up for this. Liverpool, we're not signing up for this. Everybody would be hailing them like they have Bayern Munich, and rightly so. The chat is saying, McGregor in. I want to see as many McGregor ins as the chat as possible. Conor McGregor, big Man United fan. Get him in. Get Conor McGregor into the club. It's hilarious what's going on right now. The footballing world's on fire. What is going on? Goodness me. We shot a Sunday Vibes today for tomorrow. Pointless. You have to reshoot that. It's all gone wrong. Just seen a great photo of Nicky Butt on Twitter with the wines out. Yes. If I had a beer. Do I have any beers? I'm cracking a beer if this is true. Hey, the Super League's out. Somebody screenshot that and send it to me. Super League's in the mud. Absolutely superb. Jordan Henderson, 1 minute ago. Huge Jordan Henderson. Coming in from the deep. Jordan Henderson. Yes. We don't like it and we don't want it. This is our collective position. Our commitment to this football club and its supporters is absolute and unconditional. Hendo. It doesn't get better than that. Jordan Henderson. Go on, boy. Oh, wow. Jordan Henderson, you absolute hero. It doesn't get better than this. The owners must be absolutely panicking here. Panicking. I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's all gone to hell. I've just also seen David Alaba has joined Real Madrid on a 5-year contract. What? Sorry, what? Oh, all of the players are tweeting it. We don't like it and we don't want it. All of the players are tweeting it. It's all going It's all going off. It's all going off. All of the players are tweeting it. My laptop's going to die. Right, let's get back to some questions. I can't believe what I'm seeing. Jordan Henderson. Oh, I love him. Get Jordan Henderson a statue outside Anfield. Get him a statue outside of Anfield. What a man Jordan Henderson is. What an absolute hero. I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words here. Imagine that Zoom call. What do you reckon's being said, chat, on that Zoom call between the 12 super clubs now, between the Glazers, between Perez? What is going on that Zoom call? People must be muting themselves and just swearing. It's unreal. It's unreal. I'm in absolute shock. I'm in absolute awe at some of the players that have come out and stood up, and some of the players that have spoken out, and some of the managers that have come out and willingly battered this down. I saw a brilliant interview today with Dean Smith talking about how when he was a boy, Aston Villa were in the third tier. 11 years later, they won the European Cup. That's what football's about. That's what football is about, by the way. Yes, shout out anyone who's tweeting me images of me on the beers. I'm going to tweet a link to the live stream. Keep your questions coming, by the way. What's everybody saying? Hendo, Chicharito. Oh, my word. It's all kicking off here. It's absolutely beautiful. They know they're panicking. What have we got? What have we got? All right, I'm just going to tweet a link to this live stream because, you know, it's just glorious. It's absolutely glorious. And do you know what? I'm delighted. And I can't wait for the ramifications. The fallout's going to be immense. Absolutely immense. This is just the start, by the way. It really is just the start. Mike Keegan has tweeted an hour ago. I've just seen it. Incredible. Was told the collapse may well see the Glazers cash out. This points in that direction. Absolutely crazy if that happens. Crazy. This is a huge stain on the game, though. Let's have it right. This is still a huge stain on the game. Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson. That is how you make a statement, Jordan. Didn't need much. That reminds me of when Michael Jordan returned to the Bulls. I'm back. Jordan Henderson. Get this printed on a wall. We don't like it. We don't want it. Jordan Henderson. Yes. Brilliant. People are saying to me, check out the Kevin De Bruyne tweet. I have obviously been at five-a-side all night, so I haven't seen the KDB tweet either. What's he tweeted? This man comes out a little town out of the highest Belgian dream to play on the highest stage. I've represented the Belgian, German and English league and also proudly represented my country. I've worked and competed against everybody trying to win the ultimate, but the most important word is competing. Go on, Kevin! Yes! Footballers, how brilliant is this? Watching everybody come together to battle back against the European Super League. How brilliant. I can't wait for the fallout from this. I can't wait to see what the Premier League do off the back of this. Seriously. This is absolutely brilliant. Trent Alexander-Arnold posted something on behalf of the Liverpool players. Yeah, I've got the bevs out. Of course I have. End of the European Super League party going on right now here. We still haven't seen official confirmation, by the way, that Ed Woodward has resigned, but it looks that way. It really does look that way from all of the reports. They're very senior reporters claiming this sort of stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised. Let's see what my WhatsApp's saying. I'm getting so many messages. Okay. Gary Neville's saying, open another bottle. Yeah, 100%. He's just seen the Jordan Henderson tweet. That wasn't Gary Neville texting me, by the way. I just seen Gary Neville tweet that. As Dan Walker says, what a monumental misjudgment this has been by the owners of the clubs involved. A complete misreading of the game. A PR disaster. 100%. 100%. Juventus are denying Agnelli has resigned as Juventus president, but it's hard to see how he recovers from this position. Woodward resigning, Premier League clubs pulling out, Spanish clubs pulling out. It's hard to see how Agnelli resigns. Marcelo Beckler is tweeting here, Barcelona will not have to pay any termination fee if they vote against participating in the Super League. This is a clause in the document with the Super League signed by Joan Laporta. He's obviously got some great inside sources, Marcelo Beckler. If you've got any questions for me, by the way, tweet it to me at Joe Tomlinson on Twitter. The chat's moving too mad to keep up with it. So yeah, I'm basically reading out all of the ones on Twitter. Joe, what's your opinion of the NBA model of doing stuff? I haven't seen the NBA model, but I presume it's the same as most American sports with a franchise element, and I don't want it. The Premier League, the football pyramid, and the football pyramid within Europe must be sustained. That competitive element of promotion and relegation must be sustained. 90 minutes to go, by the way, until Florentino Perez speaks out. I'm tempted just to go all the way until Perez speaks out because it's going to get even spicier. Do you not think it'd be unfair to punish the clubs? It's the owners that have done this. They must face severe consequences rather than the club, says R-Dash. It's difficult. Because the players don't deserve the punishment. The management and the staff don't deserve the punishment. But you've got to hit hard back at this. You've really got to bite back strong. And if that means you have to have points deductions, that means you have to have points deductions, I'm afraid. Let me know if you think I should carry on until the Perez announcement. I haven't had any dinner, though, so I am pretty hungry. Is it possible Real Madrid and Barcelona go bankrupt because of no ESL and poor money management, says Basilin? I mean, it probably is, to be honest with you, but I'm sure they'll be pulled out of the mire at some stage. I don't know how reliant they were on the ESL, and I don't know the inside out of their structure. I know they're both in significant financial trouble off the back of the COVID pandemic and some awful decision-making from the higher-ups, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Whatever people are saying here. Andy Max on Twitter says, all right, mate, what do you make of the Champions League still continuing this season? It's a difficult one. It's a really difficult one because on one hand, I can see why the players and the managers definitely deserve to stay. These players have worked all season for the chance to win the Champions League. Manchester City have been one of the best teams I've seen in recent years this season. Liverpool losing to Real Madrid. Real Madrid, their players deserve to be there, but the club's owners don't. It's so difficult. I'm so torn on whether or not they should be allowed to continue. I think the maximum punishment should be enforced against these clubs by everybody. So if that means kicking them out of the Champions League, it might have to happen. And I will feel sorry for the players. I will feel sorry for the management. And I will feel sorry for the staff that are underappreciated by many people on social media that have travelled all around the world over the last 8 months, working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day behind the scenes. I think it's a really, really difficult one. Braz says, Regarding the NBA, I think people were referring to the idea of scrapping transfer fees and implementing a salary cap. So transfers would happen exclusively via trades. Also, what do you think is the next step here? I don't think trades over transfer fees will ever happen, really. In football, it's just very, very unlikely to be able to change that structure now that it's been laid out like that. But I certainly am not opposed to things like salary caps because they are getting out of hand. Let's have it right. Yes, Ben Gribben. Shout out, Ben. Having a little drink to celebrate the downfall of the Europa League. Anybody else that's joining me in having a drink to celebrate the downfall of the Europa League, tweet me a photo of yourself. Fritz on Twitter says, will we ever see a level of competition in the English game like that of the pre-Premier League era? I think the Premier League's really competitive. I think it's really competitive. I think it's underestimated. The owners have underestimated how competitive it is. I think you've seen just how badly Tottenham and Arsenal have struggled this season. Liverpool have struggled. Chelsea are struggling. Man United have been played off the park at times. It's only really Man City that are flying. I think it's an extremely competitive league. Leicester are third. West Ham are fourth. So I don't necessarily have a huge issue with the competition element within the Premier League. What I do have an issue with is the owners thinking that they can just waltz in and bully everyone. And get rid of the competition element, to be totally honest with you. Slee says, what are you thinking of having for dinner? I don't know, really. I don't know. But I'm absolutely starving. Mark Ogden has just confirmed that Woodward has resigned. By the way, he has resigned. Huge news for Manchester United, that. Huge news. There's fireworks going off across Europe. I'm seeing videos of people celebrating. Can we just get some RIP Super Leagues in the chat, by the way? You know, lasted, 24 hours? How embarrassing. What a monumental failure. Seriously, what a monumental catastrophe this has been. I love it. Brilliant. But let's have it right. This needs to spark reform. UEFA need huge changes. Huge changes. FIFA need huge changes. Because their ideas and governance has been a catastrophe that's allowed it to get to this position. Seriously. Deary me, I can see all of them panicking now behind the scenes. I can see all of them panicking behind the scenes. It's just going to be going off, isn't it? Imagine the Zoom calls. Imagine what's being said behind the scenes. Every footballer is now sort of tweeting out that statement from Jordan Henderson. The whole, we don't like it, we don't want it to happen, this is our collective position, our commitment to this football club and its support is absolute and unconditional. Superb. Jordan Henderson, just brilliant. JP Morgan Bank must be shaking in their boots right now. Shaking in their boots, and rightly so. What's the Chelsea score? What is the Chelsea score? I'm looking at it now. I've got to get on. Because the Premier League, you know, it's back. It's back. Deduct them all points. But what's the score in the Chelsea game? It's all going wrong for everyone. 0-0, half-time. Brighton are a pretty solid side, to be fair. Shout out everybody who's telling me it's 0-0. Just to add to confirmation, Chelsea are withdrawing from the Super League. Martin Ziegler tweeting, extremely well-placed journalist himself, so that'll be an interesting one. Keep your questions coming to me on Twitter, at Joe Tomlinson. I'm reading out as many as I possibly can, by the way. Danny says, how about this? The clubs involved should be able to continue in the Champions League but not be awarded their winnings. That way the players can still win and are not punished. That's an interesting shout from Danny. What do you guys make of that one? I'm not sure how it's gonna play out over the next few days, but whatever happens, it is going to be blockbuster. And I think what they've done, the owners, is accidentally, bear with me here, they've accidentally triggered not only football fans, but governments into starting action quickly against mass and really rich owners like this. And it's been way too long coming. Way too long coming. It really has. And I don't think they meant it. And it's obviously going to hit them hard. But it's about time. It's about time. I've just heard that my girlfriend has ordered a Nando's, by the way. So I may well be staying on until 10:30, eating a Nando's on the stream just to watch Perez fall apart live on air. If you guys want me to stay until 10:30, let me know in the chats. Put some thumbs up or something in the chats because this is quite frankly hilarious. What else have we got? Bag any goals at 5-a-side, says Jack Hart. I did. I scored 2 goals, but it wasn't enough. We did play 5-a-side, right? And let me know if you think this is. Let me know if you think this is fair. They had 5 subs at 5-a-side. 5 subs. One of our lads broke his ankle as well, so I don't think that's fair, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. Lots of people asking me about whether or not the Glazers are going to sell. I couldn't tell you. I'm really not sure. I think all of the owners of these Super League clubs are quickly realising now and panicking behind the scenes, to be honest with you. I think they're all panicking fairly badly. And I'm not too sure where they go from here, to be honest with you. How do the Glazers... How do they... I don't know, man. How do they return from this? It's crazy. Yeah. And you know what? Good riddance. Good riddance. Good riddance. David Moyes says, when will the governing body stop hiding behind marketing campaigns for racism and hand out punishments? Hopefully soon. If anything, this has proved that the footballing world can mobilise quickly and effectively at every level against something. Just because money's involved in this, it's been able to happen overnight. This should have happened with things like racism. I think that's my Nando's though. Hello? Yeah, come through, bro. Nandinho's is here. Nandinho's is here. Man United tweet. Everybody's saying Manchester United Twitter. Go on Man United Twitter. What have Manchester United tweeted? Everybody's saying go to Manchester United Twitter. Oh, for God's sake. Club statement from United. Here we go. Sorry, mate. You in? Is he in? Manchester United has today announced that Executive Vice Chairman Ed Woodward will step down from his role at the end of 2021. Ed Woodward said, "I'm extremely proud to have served United and it has been an honour to work for the world's greatest football club for the past 16 years. The club is well positioned for the future and will be difficult to walk away from. I'll treasure the memories from my time at Old Trafford during the period when we won the Europa League, FA Cup and EFL Cup. I'm proud of the regeneration of the club's culture and our return to Manchester United's way of playing. We've invested more than £1 billion in the squad during my time here. I'm particularly delighted with the progress the players have made under the astute leadership of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his coaching team in the last 2 years. I'm sure that with the changes we have made on field to the coaching and football staff in recent years, this great club will soon be lifting silverware again. I desperately wanted to win the Premier League during my tenure and I'm certain the foundations are in place for us to win it back for our passionate fans. Our world-famous academy is flourishing again. 34 players progressing into the first team since 2013. And it's been a pleasure to watch such talents as Rashford, Greenwood and Tuanzebe flourish in the first team environment. In the years to come, the club's production line of young talent will continue to push established first-team players for their places. The competition bodes well for the future. We've also established Manchester United women and their progress is further evidence of demand for success. Blah, blah, blah. Finances, finances, finances. No mention of the Super League in the whole statement. Not a single word on the Super League. Joel Glazer adds, Ed Woodward has served the club with great distinction. On behalf of everyone at United, I would like to place on record our sincere thanks for his tireless work and dedication. His contribution to the club has been massive, and he will always be welcome at Old Trafford as part of the Manchester United family. Willie, don't let the door hit you on your way out, Edward. Don't let the door hit you on your way out. And hopefully this is just the start. Let me get me Nando's. Oh, dear. I'm back. Ed Woodward's in the bin. Okay. Press release is official. Ed Woodward's gone. And you know the weird thing is Manchester United fans have been calling for Ed Woodward's head for ages. Manchester City, an official club statement from Manchester City. Manchester City can confirm they've formally enacted the procedures to withdraw from the group development plans of a European Super League. Man City have officially gone. Cheers to the Manchester City boys. They're out. Well done, City. Superb. It's just a shame you signed up for it in the first place, isn't it? It's just a shame you signed up for it in the first place, and we won't forget it. We will not forget the clubs that signed up to this nonsense. So yes, Manchester City, I will celebrate you leaving. But I will not celebrate the fact that you joined this club of rats in the first place, to be honest with you. Because it's falling apart before our eyes right now. It is falling apart before our eyes. People are texting me saying, eat because you're going to pass out. I'm too excited. I am getting a little bit excited here. But do you know what? I don't care. I've got every right to be excited. Football's the game I love. Football's the game we all love. And we were watching it over the last 48 hours crumble in front of our eyes. We were watching it fall apart in front of our eyes. And you know what? We've regained the power. The power is back in the fans' hands. I sense it. I feel it. Because for a long time, we lost it. For a long time. And over the last few hours, it feels like it's being pulled back. Woodward gone. City are out. The Glazers are wobbling. Perez is wobbling. The footballers are standing up for the fans. It's brilliant. It is brilliant. Man City officially walking away is the biggest mud for Perez, by the way. People saying check Bayern's Twitter. It's all kicking off. I don't know how I've managed to go live for what is potentially the biggest night in football history. He's tweeted about Arsene Wenger, Hector Bellerin. To all the Arsenal lovers, take care of the values of the club. My love and support forever, Arsene Wenger. Effectively, Bellerin there saying that, look, I'm on the side of the fans. The same way Marcus Rashford did earlier today, of course. Manchester City dropping out officially is just the biggest joke. It's such mud for Perez. Bayern Munich now, what people are saying about Bayern Munich? We already know Bayern Munich. They never signed up to it in the first place, did they? Nevertheless, there's still 11 clubs to go. And until I've seen all 11 clubs announce official withdrawal, then we won't be satisfied. We will not be satisfied. And I don't want to see them say, oh, I got bullied into it. I got bullied into it. I got bullied into it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't get bullied into it. You signed up willingly to this fiasco. You could have said no at any stage, but you panicked that it was going to get away from you, and once it got away from you, you wouldn't be able to get an invite to the top table. Well, now look at you. Scramble around trying to get an invite to any table. Honestly, I can't believe that Ed Woodward statement, by the way. I'm trying to keep composed over that. But Oh, Liverpool's global partner Tribus ends partnership with the club in protest over Super League sign-up. Football belongs to the fans, they say. Unites us all. It was never intended to benefit the few. Sponsors, come out. Hit them in the pockets. Pull them out. Sterling tweet. Everybody's directing me to Raheem Sterling. The chat is just on one, just telling me to go and read tweets. What's everybody saying? Raheem Sterling, okay, bye. Go on, Raheem! Raheem Sterling! Yes! Sterling, Hendo, Rashford, Shaw, Trent, everybody that's come out tonight. Legends. Legendary footballers. This is going to go down as a legendary day in football history, by the way. If you've got any tweets, opinions, send them to me on Twitter at Joe Tomlinson. I can't keep up with the chat. I've accidentally not done the 10-second delay thing, so I don't know what's going on. It's just chaos in there. But yeah, chat, let's get some Viva Sterlings going. I want to see as many Viva Sterlings in there as physically possible because just superb. What else is going on? People are saying, look at the Chelsea game, blah, blah. I don't care about the Chelsea game. Chelsea signed up to the Super League. Until they officially come out of it, I don't care. What else are people saying on Twitter then? Harris B says, shortest league in history. Even the Indian Super League lasted longer. It's true. Has there ever been a league that's lasted 36 hours? I mean, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Perez has got to be sat there in tears. Rightly so. Rightly so. Where's Menando's? On the stairs. Come on. I'm about to eat on stream. Is that acceptable or not, chat? Can I eat on stream? I don't want everybody going, oh, don't eat because it sounds horrible. But you know, I haven't eaten tonight. I've been playing football all night. So I might have to eat. If you don't mind me eating, chat, I hope you don't mind me eating, but I'm going to have to eat while I'm on chat because I kind of want to go until Perez speaks. And I believe Perez will speak tonight. It feels like he's going to speak tonight, doesn't it? Let me get the plates then. All right. People saying, what's my order, by the way? Always hot thighs. Hot thighs, 100%, every single time. Best thing on the Nando's menu. Peri-salted chips. The peri-salt don't add much, I'm not going to lie. But nevertheless, you have to get chips, don't you, from Nando's? And then I usually go double garlic bread, to be honest with you. That's my usual go-to. But we are having an end of the Super League party tonight, so Viva. Viva. Keep your questions coming in to me. I will answer as many as I can. Lots of people saying Viva the ESL death. 100%. Check Southampton's Twitter. People are saying, what have Southampton tweeted? What have Southampton tweeted? Can't see nothing on Southampton Twitter. Am I being an idiot? Yeah. Seferin has come out with a statement. I am delighted to welcome Manchester City back to the European football family. They've shown great intelligence. City are a real asset for the game. I'm delighted to be working for them for the better of the future. I mean, not UEFA's biggest fan, to be honest with you, but at least City are out of the Super League. Let's put it that way. Schalke, Joe. What are people saying about Schalke? What's happened to Schalke? What's happened to Schalke? Oh, Schalke have been relegated. Schalke have been relegated from the Bundesliga, guys. Sad, because Schalke are a huge team in Germany. Schalke are a huge team. Yeah, if you want to follow me on Twitter and tweet me some questions. It's at Joe Tomlinson. I don't know whether... Can I, like, pin my handle? I don't know whether I can do that, but I have never really... Can I pin message? I think I've been able to do it. We'll see. Barcelona is out, people are saying. I haven't seen official confirmation that Barcelona are out. I haven't seen officially that Barcelona have left the building. But Joel Glazer piping up for the second time in 48 hours. I've not heard from him in about 8 years. How about that one? All right, messages are flying through on Twitter. Don't fall for the PR BS, says Night Night. That is going to be pumped out en masse by the 12 clubs. Nobody forced them to join. I totally agree. Nobody forced these 12 clubs to join the European Super League. They did it out of pure, unadulterated greed. And when they come crawling back, which they will, we must hit them as hard as we possibly can. Apologies for eating on stream, but I haven't eaten and I need an Nando's. A lot of people saying, have you read KDB's response? I have read KDB's response. It's absolutely brilliant to see. Him, Jordan Henderson, Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford, all of them. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I find it so funny. What do you think Perez is saying right now? Perez must be sat there thinking, what's just happened? What's just happened to the ESL? How did this happen? Because it's just hilarious, man. It's like, it's just his blatant ego. His blatant ego is what's cost the whole shenanigans. Some of the comments last night were laughable. Laughable. Oh, I want to take the times of games down. What? What do you mean you want to take the times of games down from 90 minutes? Lost your head, haven't you? Embarrassing. We have seen Schalke get relegated, though, so it is a bit sad. It is sad. Let's remember, though, there is not really any good guys in this battle between UEFA and the Super League, because UEFA have huge issues that need to be addressed rapidly, and hopefully this whole thing makes them be readdressed. This is a laughable evening, man. This really is a laughable evening. Shout out to all of the Chelsea fans that went down and protested this rubbish, by the way. Absolute brilliant work. What else have we got in here? Alex, the Fat Neek, good handle, says, punishment idea. All of the ESL clubs can play in the Champions League next season, but all their money from sponsorship and TV rights should be taken and given to smaller clubs. I like that idea. That's nice. It's a good idea. Any of the other FD team joining you tonight? I don't know how to set that up. Maybe I just get them on FaceTime. Should I just get Chris on FaceTime and just go like this for a bit, and then you can kind of hear from him? If you want that, then let me know whether or not I should just FaceTime Hamill while I have my Nando's, and then he can kind of jump in and speak to you guys for a bit, because I'm not actually eating it. Deepish says, Gary Neville deserves a lot of credit. Absolutely. Gary Neville deserves huge credit off the back of this. He's been a leader. He's been a leader for this whole thing. All right. Lots of people are saying, get Hamill on FaceTime. What's my battery? I was on 6%. It's mad. I can't even get Hamill on FaceTime. Maybe I'll just do a quick blast and my phone will die. I'm going to WhatsApp Chris now to see if he's available, because he might be doing something nice. You never know. And I don't want to just mud him up. I've just texted him saying, you're free to FaceTime. The chat want you, so let's see if he's not too busy. He might also just not reply to me, by the way. No guarantees. All right, what else have we got? Do you think Perez will resign, get pushed out of the club, or stay? I really want to hear from Real Madrid fans on this one. So if you're a Real Madrid fan in the chat right now, please let me know what you think about Perez, whether or not he should stay at the club, whether or not you'd be happy to see him booted out. Because I don't know what Real Madrid fans' opinion of this is. In my opinion, he should be booted out of the club. But I want to hear from you guys in the chat, because you'll probably know more if you're a Real Madrid fan than me. Still no reply from Chris Hamill. A lot of people saying, what time is the Perez? Here we go. Tottenham. Perez should leave. Perez out. He should be booted out. All right, the food's all right, but I'm not really eating it, to be honest with you, because I'm kind of concentrating on all the breaking news, and I don't want to eat with my mouth full. Like, talk with my mouth full. It's a bit embarrassing. But yeah, absolutely delighted. Honestly, this is a great day for football. A brilliant, brilliant day to be a football fan. Respect to Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville for last night's Monday Night Football. I think that will have really made a huge difference. Huge, huge difference. So yeah, I want to talk a little bit more about Ed Woodward, I suppose, because if Ed Woodward's gone, how does Daniel Levy survive? I'm really, really not sure how on earth Daniel Levy survives this. It's going to be a tough one. It's not. It's going to be a really tough one. All right. Hamill's not replying to me. I'm going to put another thing in the chat. At the moment, only Manchester City have officially pulled out. That is correct. But only Manchester City have pulled out. We also haven't yet had official confirmation that Atletico Madrid and Chelsea have pulled out. But it feels like, doesn't it, that once Chelsea go, the rumblings, Woodward resigning, surely it doesn't go anywhere from here. It might take a couple of days. Because I think what the clubs have to do from this position is they really have to get the PR right, don't they? Because they've got the PR so badly wrong. Let's be real. Let's be real for a second. They didn't expect this amount of backlash. They thought maybe if they launched it the day before the Champions League proposal, some people might prefer theirs, some people might prefer the Champions League, but they didn't expect a backlash like this. It's been brilliant to see. It really has. There is now immense pressure on Florentino Perez to resign at Real Madrid, says Miguel Delaney. I think he works for the Independent. The meeting between... We've got some more... Is this breaking news? Fairly breaking news from the Madrid zone. The meeting between the 12 super clubs is over. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have decided to stay in the Super League. Manchester City have left the Super League. Chelsea have doubts. Huge, that is. Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have decided to stay in the Super League. And this is becoming very clear what's going on here, isn't it? Barcelona, Real Madrid, in huge financial difficulties, much bigger financial difficulties than any of the Prem sides. Manchester City, not really in as many financial difficulties, pretty sound financially. under Sheikh Mansour. Not that I necessarily agree with his ownership, but far steadier ground than Barcelona and Real Madrid. So because of that, they're able to pull out. Barca need this money. Barca need JP Morgan's money. Let's be real. And they're panicking now, because if the English clubs don't join, there is no Super League. So they can stay. Barcelona and Real Madrid can say all they want, they're going to stay. And Atletico Madrid can stay. And the Italian clubs can say they're going to stay. The clubs that matter here are the 6 Premier League clubs. And we saw the first domino fall tonight. But the thing is about Man City, let's have it right, they still joined it. So I'm not going to sit here and praise them too much. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, well done Manchester City. Well done Manchester City for crawling back. No, you went in the first place. And I'm not going to forget that you went in the first place. I'm sorry. What are you eating? I'm eating Nando's, but I feel really rude eating on the stream. I don't really want an ASMR session of me eating Nando's chips and chicken thighs. It's all going wrong here. I can't get a response from anyone at Football Daily to come on the show with me. So I apologise for that one. Nobody's replying to me. So it looks like you're stuck with me, but I'm trying my best here. But yeah, we are having a little bit of an end of Super League party. It's not over yet, though. It's not over. It's not over until we've fully won and all 12 clubs put out a statement saying HITC Sport X Football Daily. If I had his number, I would call the guy, but I don't even know his name other than the Scarf Guy. It's probably not great, is it? Yeah, here's an interesting one from Josh Tuck. You're literally a Man U fan. You can't speak. What a load of rubbish, Josh Tuck. What a load of rubbish. Just because I'm a fan of one of the clubs in the European Super League doesn't mean I can't speak out against it. Get in the bin. Comments like that just annoy me. Annoy the hell out of me. They really, really do. Yeah, if any of you guys got any questions, keep them coming. At Joe Tomlinson on Twitter. I'll answer as many as I can. I want to hear from Barcelona fans about Joan Laporta, because of course the statement he made prior to taking over at Barcelona was that Barcelona will not join the Super League until our fans vote for it. And yet they've joined it. So Barcelona fans, what do you make of your shiny new president that's come in to save the club and sign Messi up for another 4 years? I don't know whether I can keep going for another 45 minutes. What I might do is pause the stream, if I can work out a way of doing that, until Perez speaks. But will he speak? I don't know if Perez is definitely going to speak. Is there any confirmation? AFC Ajax have tweeted. Ajax have just tweeted the Ron Burgundy meme of boy that escalated quickly. Because they know they're panicking. It's class, man. It's class. Oliver Boynton says, Joe, Barca's decision has to be voted for by the fans. Well, it doesn't seem so. Because the fans and the members have been bypassed when the contracts were signed. So I'm not really seeing how that works. I'm not really seeing how that works at all. People are saying the Super League website is gone. It's not. I'm on it right now. I've just gone on it and it's still alive and kicking somehow. Chelsea are obviously panicking here. Chelsea are panicking. City have fully panicked. They've gone, officially. Woodward's gone. And let's have it right. They can say that this was planned. who's going to step down this summer. The timing of this is no coincidence. He's gone today. Hamill's just texted me back. He says he can't do it. He says, I'm good. Solid effort, though. Sorry, gang. No Chris Hamill. He's out. I apologise. What else have we got here, then? Oscar says, should we turn our attention to changing the new Champions League as it's only a watered-down Super League? Yeah, the new Champions League got to change. I think we're going to sit by and let the Champions League be reformed like that after we've just seen the Champions League, the Super League proposals? No chance. Husseini says, I hope this shakes UEFA and FIFA to the core. Couldn't agree more with you, Husseini. Rita says, do you think Kroenke will leave after Woodward? Not too sure what's going to happen there, to be honest with you. Fingers crossed, though, as many of the people involved in this bit of decision-making, the better, are out of the door. Seriously. The more, the better. What else have we got here? The English are coming. English Parlay on Twitter says, hi Joe, why was the Glazers' name on the Super League and not Woodward? Now Woodward resigns. Glazer released a statement, but nothing on the Super League. I know it's a really awful statement, isn't it? It's quite frankly disgraceful. Gives no clues about the Super League. But let's have it right. They're panicking. They're folding. They're falling apart in front of our eyes. The Glazers will be full panic stations right now. JP Morgan will be full panic stations. Chris Hamill has just texted me. Let's have it. I'm FaceTiming Hamill with 5% battery. This could only go badly. Chris Hamill. Well, oh, I've got the charger right behind me. It's an absolute genius move. Video. FaceTime. If I do this. I'm trying to FaceTime Hamill. Spelled his name wrong on my thing. You see that? Hamster!
Easy now.
Everybody, Christopher Hamill has entered the building. I hope you can see him well. If you can't hear him well, don't blame me. Blame FaceTime. Hamill, let's get your thoughts then. European Super League collapsing whilst eating Nando's.
Well, mate, I went for a jog, came back and made a bit of dinner, put on Line of Duty, and midway through Line of Duty, just checked the WhatsApp group just to see if anything had progressed. 200 odd unread messages, and yeah, it's all come unravelled, hasn't it? And I think we're getting slightly ahead of ourselves. A lot of mixed reports out there. Of course, only Manchester City have confirmed it, haven't they? But all it takes is one. And like the Pied Piper, the rats shall follow, my friend. So let's hope they've set a positive precedent, City. And it looks like Chelsea are on the cusp. And yeah, it's just Real Madrid and Man United left clawing to an empty shell of a proposition.
Hamster, did you see Jordan Henderson's statement?
I saw his picture that you retweeted. I did not read the full statement if there was one, but yeah, what a guy. Integrity. Liverpool players have got it in abundance.
Mate, do you know what? The statement was class. It was like Michael Jordan returning to the NBA, mate. It was like, we don't want it, we won't play in it. It was absolute gold dust or something along those sort of lines. All right, what do you reckon is going to happen next, Christopher? A lot of people in the comments are saying, where does it go from here?
I think the teams that bail out early will probably get favourable terms from UEFA. So I think that now Manchester City have lit the fuse, then other teams will be seriously considering it, won't they? Because I imagine the last couple won't be welcomed back with open arms. Not sure how much leverage they'll get for the next set of Champions League reforms, because obviously they've been established. I imagine UEFA probably wanted a little bit longer to negotiate them, to iron out any details, but they were sort of forced into releasing all the details simultaneously with the European Super League, weren't they? So there's not really a lot of room to manoeuvre. We did read earlier that under the current Champions League reforms, Tottenham and Arsenal would have qualified for the Champions League, which is one of the ironic things that two of these members that are trying to, break away would have actually been guaranteed Champions League football under the new rulings. So let's see, Joe. I think only fools are making predictions at this point. It is a shame that our very heartfelt Sunday vibes might not see the light of day tomorrow. We might have to shoot something new in the morning. Maybe we'll put it out as an audio-only podcast. But yeah, I think justice has been done, and this is proof of what fans can do when there's a clear, unified message.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And you know what? I've just seen Aymeric Laporte tweet now saying, that was quick, lol. Raheem Sterling has sent a similar sort of tweet. I think it's all coming crashing down and burning. I think Florentino Perez is set to make a statement in the next 30 minutes.
The interesting thing is here, it didn't actually take any public... Clearly there was internal stuff with the players going on and Jordan Henderson calling that captain's meeting right. But the interesting thing is they didn't really have to go to war with the competition in the public eye. Like I think the team who are against still had some aces up the sleeve, but not really had to play them. And in the end, it does feel like this has come down, crashing down with not minimal resistance, but I think people were gearing themselves up for a long old fight, weren't they?
Mate, do you know what I think?
48 hours.
There's a lot of conspiracies going around online, but the lack of PR for the whole thing and the lack of sort of resistance for this amount of backlash, should we be worried? Should we be worried? Is this just the first wave?
Well, I think if it is a first wave, it's still chalk it down as a victory. Like Manchester City have put an official statement out there. There's no backtracking from that. Of course, there is some legality around trying to get out of it. Perez is still quite confident that any team leaving would face huge financial ramifications, right? We don't know that side. No one knows that side. But it can't be as bad as maybe first feared if Manchester City have already bailed. Although that's quite an optimistic outlook. Manchester United, obviously still nothing from them, quite robust. Maybe the fact that Woodward left indicates that, he actually wanted to backtrack, but they wanted to see it out. They wanted to persevere, the owners. So maybe that was a reflection of some of the fraction behind closed doors. But yes, I would like this to gather momentum rather than it sort of died down again after Manchester City's announcement. But you know what, Chelsea's still playing Brighton at the moment, aren't they? So
they are, mate. And it's still, I think it's still 0-0, which is a huge result for the top four. Though Brighton have just missed an absolute sitter. I've just seen.
Brighton are going to finish the season with 39 draws.
I know, mate. Right, I'll let you get back to your line of duty.
Good man.
But yeah, see you in a bit. Have fun. That was Chris Hamill, ladies and gentlemen, and his thoughts on the European Super League. Who should I FaceTime next to get on here to chat about the European Super League? Should we get... everybody saying Pato in the chat, by the way. There's no chance I'm getting Pato on at 10 p.m. I'll text Zach and I'll text Doogie and I'll see if either of those two are around. See, I'm really interested to hear both of their thoughts on this absolute fiasco. I can't get Pat. Everybody's saying Pato. I can't get Pato. I think he's asleep. I've texted Doogie, not yet had a response. So everybody go to Doogie's Twitter right now. Tell him to get on the stream with Joe because I am waiting for the Doogie Critchley movement right now. I'm waiting for the Doogie movement, but it's not happening at the moment. It's not happening. Sam Obaseki, I'll text him as well. People saying. That's the grossest water. It's literally been there since yesterday. Nobody's replying to me, chat. Nobody's replying to me. I can't buy an answer from anyone. Zach said, in 8 minutes, sure. Oh, he's obviously waiting for the end of the Chelsea game. Of course he is. He'll be watching Chelsea, won't he? Right, let's go back to the questions on my Twitter. As I said earlier, tweet me if you've got any questions. Tweet me. What have we got here? Lots of people asking about bans and deductions. I've kind of already spoken about that at quite a lot of length. Cheers, Chloe. Thank you. I spilled that all down myself. Brilliant. Spilt that whole thing down myself. Barely eating my Nando's. Like, life's just falling apart, isn't it? My life's falling apart like Florentino's plans in front of your very eyes, ladies and gentlemen. My Nando's has gone cold. The things I do for Football Daily, eh? Ilias says, in the contract that Joe Laporte signed, there's a clause that allows Barcelona to leave without any problem if the supporters vote against it. Get voting then. Supporters, get voting then. Raheem Sterling, okay, bye. Obviously, he's saying that about the Super League. Look, the Super League's not going to happen from this position, let's be real. Jordan Henderson's tweet alone, even if Manchester City hadn't officially pulled out, like cowards, would have been enough. But yeah, let's have it right. I'm reading that Man City statement. It's 3 lines long. No words of remorse, no apology to fans, no messages to UEFA, no message to the Premier League, no messages to the players, no message to their owner. Do you know what I mean? Like, calling it a group of developing plans. They signed a 167-page contract. 167-page contract. And they're going to try and play it off like we didn't know what was happening? No chance. You're not getting away with that easy. You're really not. What else have we got here? Immense Lucky says, who would you like to replace Ed Woodward? I'm not too sure. That definitely needs a lot of consideration because his role's obviously changed over the last month or so. We've seen people come in, haven't we? We've seen Darren Fletcher take over as the technical director. We've seen John Murtaugh take over as the football director. So this is obviously things have been happening behind the scenes for quite some time. What else have we got here? Dan says, either way, the clubs who signed up should be ashamed and embarrassed and should still be punished. My thoughts are, Dan, I totally 100% agree with you. No doubt about it. Laporte's apparently memeing on the ESL out here. He loves a meme, doesn't he? The FA have released a statement. The FA have released a statement on the Premier League, on the European Super League. We welcome the news that some of the clubs have decided to abandon the plans for the European Super League, which threaten the whole football pyramid. English football has a proud history based on opportunity for all clubs, and the game has been unanimous in its disapproval of a closed league. It was a proposition that by design could have divided our game, but instead it's unified us all. We would like to thank the fans in particular for their influential and unequivocal voice during this time, holding true the guiding principles of football. It's a powerful reminder of what the game is and always will be for the fans. 100%. Do you know what? Nail on the head stuff there from the FA. Seriously, nail on the head stuff there. And we've seen it continuously today. We've seen it from the players. We've seen it from the managers. Everybody unanimously coming out against this nonsense. Yeah, keep your questions coming to me on Twitter. Let's get as many RIP Super Leagues in the YouTube chat as we physically can, please. As many as possible. I don't know how much longer I can go for. My eyes are tired. I'm tired after the football. It's been a long day, guys. 0-0, by the way. It's looking like Brighton-Chelsea. Sums it up, doesn't it? Really sums it up. Like, think they can roll in and steamroll clubs and bully clubs and then can't beat Brighton at home. Embarrassing. Honestly, it is embarrassing. Man City are expected to not face any expulsion from the Champions League or any sanctions. Is also expected no punishment will be given to Man City for the next year's competition via mirror football. I think that would be a shame. I think Man City need to be punished. I think the owners need to be hit hard and they need to come down on them like a ton of bricks. Because this will happen again if it isn't. This will happen again. And it's not even finished there. It's not even finished there. Is it? Come on. There's still 11 clubs in this thing. We got to get them out. We've got to get them out. People saying Perez speaks in 30 minutes. Is that confirmed? Does Perez definitely speak in 30 minutes? Can we get some confirmation as to whether or not Perez is doing a press conference? Because if he is, I'm going to stay on. If he isn't, I'm going. Because I've been on this for ages. I think I've been on this for like an hour and a half now, and I'm not being funny. I'm tired. And Menando's has gone cold. It's ruined. It's incredible. Do you know what? It's incredible. It's incredible. I'm still in shock. I'm buzzing. I'm still in shock. But do you know what? The fan culture in England, I don't know what it's been like in Spain and Italy over the last 24 hours. I can't tell you because I haven't been there. But in England, how proud I am to be part of football in this country. The fans biting back as one. The players biting back. The managers. Honestly, brings a tear to the eye, this. And some of the scenes outside Chelsea when they heard the rumours that Chelsea were going to pull out. We didn't have any confirmation, but the rumours they were going to pull out. Hugo says, is the Super League dead? Not officially. Not officially. That's why we've got to keep going. We have to keep going against this nonsense. Because there's still 11 clubs in this. Man City might have pulled out with their cowardly little statement. But Man United are still in it. Liverpool are still in it. Arsenal are still in it. Tottenham are still in it. And then, of course, you've still got the Spanish clubs, the Italian clubs. This cannot stop. Has to keep going. I wonder what's going on in that Brighton-Chelsea game, by the way. I could put it on the TV behind me, but I don't want to give Chelsea the satisfaction of watching it, to be honest with you. I don't want to give them the satisfaction of watching it. Nobody's picking up the phones to me. Zach will come on once that Chelsea game's finished. We'll get a bit of Jalab in this building. He played five-a-side tonight as well. But it's just... This is probably the craziest night I can remember in football history, maybe? Can anybody remember a crazier night than this in football history? Obviously, I've seen crazy games and stuff, but football as a whole, I can't remember a crazier night than this. This is just incredible. The scenes outside Stamford Bridge tonight. Oh no. Ben White's been sent off. I'm Eric Laporte tweeting Simpsons memes. Class. He loves it, doesn't he? He loves it. Players are literally taking the piss out of the Super League now. They're actually making a joke out of it. How embarrassing for Perez. How humiliating for the Glazers. How embarrassing for Kroenke and Gazidis. Oh, I hope they I hope they can't sleep tonight. They're in tears at home. Pockets being emptied as we speak. Man United's share price crashing as we speak. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Is that full time? A lot of people saying go back to the tweets. Right, let's go back to the tweets then. Fernando says, as a Mexican fan, falling under the supposed new fans category, everyone here was strongly against it. Shout out, Mexico. Marlai says, financial instabilities caused by decisions of many, not just one guy. It's not, I don't know what he's talking about there. Poolin Dan says, there is no report that Perez will be putting out a statement. So if Perez isn't putting out a statement, then it is what it is. Billy says, save your reaction of the Perez interview for a video tomorrow. I might actually do that, I think I'm going to call it, lads. I've been on here for an hour and a half, and I think that'll probably do me. Remember, say no to the Super League. Everybody, this is not yet finished until they are all in the mud. This is a power play by a small mafia that want to steal football from the fans, and we cannot let it happen. Everybody, stop the Super League. It can't be allowed to continue. Sickening cowardice and greed is what's behind this. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining me tonight. I had a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm out. Peace. Stop the Super League.